Hi, welcome. I'm Dr. Craig Huffer.
I'm Dr. Travis Elsass.
And I'm Dr. Jason Hartle.
Hey, we're here today to talk to you about some new things that we're doing here at Huffer Chiropractic, your Center for Optimal Performance. As you may possibly heard me say before, our mission statement here is to educate, motivate, and inspire full human potential. And in order to reach that full human potential, we got to stay on the cutting edge of what's actually going on in not only in chiropractic, but the bigger field of neuroscience. And we're here to talk to you today about some exciting things going on and some additions that we've made to Huffer Chiropractic in order to help you reach your full human potential. And that is the NeuroInfinity. And listen, we have to stay out front on cutting edge stuff because Alvin Toffler had said years ago in his book Future Shock, the illiterate of the 21st century won't be those that can't read or write. It'll be those that can't learn, unlearn, and relearn. So we have to be willing to look at the things that we've learned in the past and say, is this still true, or is there something even more true? Because that's what's happening in neuroscience. One of the things that we were told probably growing up, many of you heard, you only have so many brain cells. And if you go out and drink too much, you're going to kill those brain cells because alcohol kills brain cells. That's true, it does kill brain cells, but you don't have a limited amount. That's the part you need to unlearn. We're regenerating brain cells in all cells, liver cells, lung cells, little toe cells. We're regenerating cells every day of our life to the tune of probably somewhere, I've heard as small as 10 million and as many as 75 million cells being regenerated every second of our life. That many are dying off as well, okay? And so we have to unlearn some of those past things and relearn them, because the truth of the matter is we're regenerating our brain. Another thing you've heard us say in here is that we're all products of our environment. And in that capacity, whatever we put our body through, whatever we expose it to, that be healthy lifestyles, we're going to have healthy results. That's going to be the end product. Healthy thought processes, we're going to have a healthy brain. Stressful negative thought processes, our brain is going to get locked into, neuroplastically locked into those negative stress-laden brain patterns. The problem with that is there's a price to pay. As we know, 99% of all diseases known to man have one common denominator, and that is stress. Stress was a causative factor. So that being said, and we've known that for years, that's why we've put so much time and effort into looking at stressful thought patterns and emotions that get locked in our mind with past experiences and the effect that it has on our nervous system and our nervous system balance. You've heard us talk many times about sympathetic versus parasympathetic and autonomic nervous system imbalances. Well, those are all created by long-term environments of stress that lock us into those patterns. Yeah, we can find the emotions and clear them, but when those patterns have been locked there for a long period of time, it actually neuroplastically changes our brain. Okay, and that's what we're here to talk to you about today, is neuroplasticity.
And here's the cool thing, going back to that word neuroplastic, that means our brains are changeable based on our thought processes and what we put into them. And now we have this cool technology that we can actually measure how well we're responding to stress and how well we're disengaging from that stress. And that's with the NeuroInfinity. Also through things like neurofeedback and biofeedback, we can train our brains to go into different brain waves for a longer period to take that neuroplastic changes and put us in a different way. We also have what's called a brain tap. Through this technology, this advanced technology, through using light therapy, bioneural beats, and also laser therapy, it takes your brain waves that you are stuck in, and through exercising those brain patterns, you can change those so you're not staying in that stress state and getting good neuroplastic changes.
So certain conditions like ADD, ADHD, post-traumatic stress disorders, sleep disorders, some of these neurodegenerative brain disorders that people are suffering from, we can actually measure how well those brains are handling a stress and then recovering from a stress. And most of those brains aren't doing the right thing at the right time. So like Dr. Hartle said, we can train those brains to do something completely different and neuroplastically change those stuck patterns into a different way of handling those stresses and recovering from them, so that they can have a more healthy pattern, which in turn takes the autonomic nervous system that operates in stress mode, healing mode, and allows it to handle or go into those modes more appropriately depending on what the situation is.
Very well said. That's perfect. And as Dr. Hartle had alluded earlier, with this NeuroInfinity technology, we're actually measuring your brain waves. I mean, it's an EEG that measures brain waves to see how well your brain waves are functioning. And many of you may have had an EEG, or at least know someone that's had an EEG to measure their brain patterns. But here's the difference. They're actually hooking you up to an EEG as well as other physiological responses, and they're actually putting your brain under stress to measure it, how it does under stress, and most importantly, how it recovers under that stress. That's so important. So we take you through 3 or 4 different types of stresses to see how well your brain goes into it and then recovers, and then how well the other portions of the brain change as well, because all of your brain patterns should change when we flux in and out of stresses. So we'll measure this, and then that allows us to very specific, with laser precision, find exactly what type of brain patterns you're locked into in order to specifically design what you need to be doing with neurofeedback, biofeedback, and the brain tap technology to begin to neuroplastically change your brain back to a more normal pattern, which allows you to function optimally. That's the coolest stuff about these things. And there's so many, to name diseases that we're actually treating. Yeah, there is. I mean, as Dr. Elsass had mentioned, ADHD, learning disabilities, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, sleep disorders, dementia, depression. There's a number of things that we're working with. There's no guarantee. A lot of it has to do with how long you've had the pattern. And once again, I can't stress enough that we're dealing with the slowest healing tissue in the body. We're dealing with the brain tissue itself, something we didn't even think could heal back when I was in graduate school 3.5 decades ago. But we know now with new research and this new technology, we can actually neuroplastically change you back to normal patterns to allow you to be healthy.
And I just want to reiterate that most of those neurodegenerative processes is a long process taken. You have been training your brain for year after year after year to be in that state. And now we have to take that process and go in the opposite direction. And that takes time, persistence, repetition. And that's where all this new technology comes in to make your healing process hopefully more efficient and faster.
So if you have any other questions about this technology and some of the new things that we're doing in the office, don't hesitate to talk to one of us in the room and talk about what kind of things are going on with you and see if this is appropriate stuff to be doing, and testing you out to see what we got going on.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. There's some research that came out though some 3, 4, 5 years ago now out of New Zealand Chiropractic College by Heidi Havoc, that actually shows that when we adjust the spine, we're actually opening up and stimulating parts of the brain. And we also know that there's a window that opens up to actually optimal, to make neuroplastic changes optimally. That's why oftentimes we'll tie in these brain entrainment sessions directly after an adjustment as well. But the coolest part is a lot of this technology and this training sessions can actually be taken right into your home to do on a consistent basis as well. All of those are options. So as Dr. Elsass had said, please talk to any of us docs as well as the staff about it. The staff is well versed in this and how it works. And who knows, you may be, you probably know someone that's already doing some of this therapy now, and you can talk to them directly with the results that they're getting. So thanks for your time again on this. Remember, we're here to help. This is the Center for Optimal Performance. This is just one more tool we're adding to our tool chest in order to help you reach your optimal performance. So thanks for your time.